I was gonna kill this Enderman, but I think I've changed my mind. I'm going to leave him be. Hey guys, my name is ViralXP and welcome back to the channel. Today we're on episode 3 of our vanilla series. Thank you guys so much for all the support on the first 2 videos. I really didn't expect it to be that much. I thought, well, I just didn't expect it. So I really appreciate all you guys who subscribed and watched that video. But yeah, episode 3, we have some big things to do today. Probably going to be a little bit more fast paced, I would say, compared to the last 2, because we're going into the Nether. Now, I should say that before we started here today, I did do a little bit of mining just to get some more coal for torches, and I also wanted to get some blocks to build across to the Nether fortress that we saw yesterday. Or not yesterday, but last video. Oops, spoilers. And so we'll probably smelt this. In fact, I'm going to get the iron going at least right now. But I just wanted some coal so that when we get back, I plan on expanding the house as well. We're going to make it a little bit bigger because, as you can see, things are a little cramped. So I'm going to do a little bit of building after we explore the Nether, but first we got to get there. So we're going to put all of the junk that we don't need into a chest. Hopefully it fits somewhere. I'm probably going to have to make another one, at least for now. That's fine. Put it right here for now. And we will bring some wood. Water's kind of pointless. Definitely gonna bring the shield and some arrows. In fact, if I have any extra, I don't. These are all the arrows that I have. We might need a mob farm of some sort. Hopefully we can find a spawner somewhere near our base. I haven't seen one. I didn't see one while I was down caving. But yeah, we've got blocks. Hopefully this is enough to get across. If not, I can always get netherrack. I just preferred cobblestone because it doesn't blow up from gas. But here we go. All right, so when we left off, I blocked this off. Yeah, it's up there. So I'm wondering if, without falling through a hole I don't see, I'm wondering if I can find a better way up there. Instead of just building across this lava lake, it might just go around. Might be a little bit safer for us to do that. Especially... like in the future, we're definitely just going to go all the way across over to here. But for right now, I think the better option is to try and get across here. So let's build this platform. This is going to be super sketchy. All right. So what do we got? Might have to go a little bit further. Oh man, I hate this. I don't like this one bit. There's so much lava around me. If I get hit by something and get knocked in, we lose all our stuff. The stakes are kind of high. I like the look of that platform up there. We're gonna aim for that. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Just to be safe. We're gonna go through this way. So it looks like we've spawned in the, like, I don't know what it's called specifically, but it's just filled with basalt, right? Yep. And ideally we find a soul. That might even be it right there, but a soul sand plains or whatever you want to call them, because in an update that I actually have not played or even seen very much on, I believe we can get dried ghasts from these bone structures here. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot to bring any gold. I even wrote it down in the notepad to remind myself of what I wanted to do. Oh wow, there's one right here. Okay. Yeah, so this is what we're looking for. So these are dried ghast. I believe if you put these, if you break them and put them in water in the overworld, you can have a little ghast as a pet. I say little. It's a ghast. They're actually quite big. But I don't know if I can still touch this we'll come back for this later, but it's nice to know that there's one like just next to our portal. So that's very convenient. We might be able to have a little gas friend flying around our world. A little bit of flight before we actually get to the end and get an elytra. Sounds pretty good. I don't think they're the best for travel, but having it around for like building or whatnot, it sounds like it could be pretty good. Sorry, I forgot to put my vanilla tweaks back on, so the shield should be a bit lower. All right, I think we're going to go this way to get in. I can see a bunch of blazes up there and some wither skeletons. Don't really have any... Oh, right, because we're on soul sand. We're dipping down in the lava. I was like, how did that hit me? But yeah, don't have any plans to attack the wither anytime soon. Can we stop? Thank you. But seems like I'm gonna have to go through quite a bit to explore around here. Come here, buddy. There we go. I don't know how I missed that. That was impressive. Oh, he dropped his blaze rod right on the ledge. I wasn't sure if he was over top. There we go. Okay, so now we can make an enchantment table, or not enchantment, brewing stand. Now, we're looking for some loot, some chests. I'm not entirely sure where they're going to be. I imagine... that looks like a blaze spawner right there. Okay. I might just try and zip by it without, well, I was going to say without spawning any guys, but it seems like that was a silly, thing to say. Hope I don't get lost down here. Got lots of wither skeletons. That's good. And even better, it seems like this is not a very, whoa. I hear a wither skeleton behind me, so... Yeah, there he is. It seems like it's quite a big fortress, actually. I was worried that it was going to be small, because I could only see... We're definitely going to get hit here. There we go. I could only see a little bit of the fortress itself when we were down from our portal, and also looks like we've got a chest here. Oh, diamond horse armor. There we go. We're going to grab all this stuff. Just in case we want to use it. Or a horse, which I found out the other day. Turns out horses can now swim across rivers and water and whatnot, which means they're a lot more useful. Because it used to be, obviously, I'm sure many of you know, it used to be that when you took them into water, they would just sink. And you would get kicked off, and it was a pain in the butt to try and cross rivers and like move them through water. So that is a huge change. Not to mention all of the spears and whatnot that have been added in the Mounts of Mayhem update. That also seems pretty cool. I saw a few YouTube shorts of them actually, and they seem extremely powerful. I saw them one-shotting players and mobs and whatnot. So being able to use something like that to get around and then also defend yourself, looking forward to it quite a bit. Let's see here. I wouldn't mind picking up this glowstone for sure. Make some better looking lamps. There we go. At least we're getting lots of bones from these guys. But yeah, we're not in the Nether specifically for the fortress. I also wanted to look around. Obviously, we found the ghast. That was a big part of what we were looking for. Because I'm not entirely sure how common they are. Obviously, if they spawn around the dried up bone structures, whatever they are, they might be pretty common. Considering my first one, I found one, I'm going to assume they're not entirely that rare. So I'm sure we'll be able to find more. We just keep looking. That's a lot of lava. That looks like the red biome, like the red trees, crimson trees and whatnot. Good to know. head down this way. Kill these skeletons real quick. I don't think we've gotten a skull yet, but that's kind of to be expected. We don't have looting on this sword, so the chance that we'll get one to drop is pretty rare. The other thing that the Nether holds, of course, are bastions and ancient debris if we want to do some netherite upgrades. I'm not too worried about it right now because you can get pretty powerful with just diamond armor, but at some point we're gonna need a full set, right? We just have to. But that will probably be after we get a bunch of wool for beds or TNT, because I am not mining for it. The way I like to look for it is by... Also, that is interesting. The way I like to look for it is just by using beds and going down to, I think it's like Y of 11 or something like that. It used to be, at least. And then just blowing it up. Anyway, I don't know if there's any other chests in here. It may have just been the one. And that's alright. Maybe we'll head back to the basalt biome and see if we can find any bastions around. If we can have a bastion nearby, that would also be pretty cool. Oh, actually, let's head down here. Let's see what is down this away. The other good thing about this being so big is that if I ever want to turn it into like a wither skeleton farm or something like that, we can do that. I've never... Is that another... You know what? Because these seem to be so common, and I'm getting distracted, but because these seem to be so common, let's go over here and see if we can't pick it up. Okay, so you don't even need silk touch. Perfect. We're also going to get the bone. So it looks like picking this thing up has given us the saddle recipe or whatever it is, the harness. Leave me alone, Mr. Skeleton. So we'll have to craft one of those. I completely forgot about that. As I said in my first video, not really familiar with what they've added exactly. So I'll probably have to do some Googling, watch some YouTube videos. You, sir, are upsetting me. Thank you. And figure out more, because I don't really want to get to the point where it's frustrating for you guys to watch me bumble around trying to figure out what I'm doing. So I'll try and make it, I'll learn how it works, and I'll see if I can figure it out myself. But if I can't, I'm just going to look it up. I won't drive you guys nuts by trying to figure it out. Anyway, as I said, we're going to look around for a bastion. Surely there cannot be one nearby. This seed would be way too good if there was a bastion nearby. I also have to be, once again, very careful. I do not want to die and lose all my gear. But then again, with the amount of diamonds that we found last episode, if you guys haven't seen it, it was pretty crazy. Even without a fortune pickaxe, I think we left with 32, which is... I mean, imagine if we had Fortune 3, is all I'm going to say. We would have been very rich. And we still are. We still are very rich. We were able to make diamond sword, diamond pickaxe, enchantment table, and a full set of diamond armor. So, we're really good. We're doing really good. I'm excited to get back home as well. And, get working on the big base. Or not even big base, but just a little bit of an expansion. But as I pick up this glowstone, as I said in the intro, very thankful for all you guys and all the support. As I said, I really didn't expect it to be that much. So you guys killing it. I'm glad you guys really liked it. Hopefully this series goes on for many, many years, because this is kind of... I've never had a forever world, believe it or not. Even after all this time I've spent playing. And so I think it's about time that I sit down and make one, because it's getting a little ridiculous. And the other thing I wanted to say too is we'll have to work out the kinks. You know, I've never done this before, so as time goes on, I'm sure I will get much better at including things that are interesting, but I also really, I think I mentioned this before, but like I'm only going to have the early game once, right? So I wanted to include most of it in the video, but as time goes on, I think we'll get more and more edited, more chopped up to include the interesting parts, right? Not just me waffling on and walking around. Unless, of course, that's something that would be interesting to you guys to see, but I think in this day and age, people have seen it, been there, done that, so we'll focus on the big and extravagant stuff in the future for sure. So, as we head back out, because I think we've gotten most of what I wanted to gather for the first trip into the Nether, I was thinking, I don't know if I want to turn that fortress into a farm for wither skeletons, only because for something like that, you want a fortress that's over a bunch of lava. And while there is a bunch of lava on this side, it goes deep into a bunch of nether mountains, if you will. So it wouldn't be the best for spawn rates because you would get a bunch of zombie piglins and magma slimes and whatnot and gas around the area instead of it all being focused on the fortress itself. So probably not going to do anything with this fortress. It'll just be the one that I can... Holy... Where did you come from? Probably not going to do anything with this fortress, but it will definitely be the place that we go if we need skeletons for the early game at least. So I'm super pumped to have that nearby. We are going to have to find a bastion at some point so we can get the nether smithing upgrades for netherite. I believe those are required now to get netherite upgraded tools. So we'll have to keep an eye out for one of those. We'll do more of an exploration video at some point. But that was just meant to be a quick little journey to see what the fortress held. And honestly, it wasn't that much. I mean, we did get some horse armor, which, as I mentioned, they did make some changes to the way horses work regarding water and whatnot. So I'm very, very excited for that. But it's not really going to be too much of a focus right now. I think the next part of what we're going to focus on is getting a bigger house. I may manually extend this out a little bit, and we'll have the house just sort of fill out this area, and we'll leave the farm there if I can. We'll see. But I do have to plan this out, and you guys are going to join me along the way for the journey for figuring this out, because this might be our first home. I mean, this area is beautiful, and I think it is probably ideal for what we want. So I don't know if I'm going to move anywhere else in the world. And the great part is that I don't think it's too far from spawn. Yeah, we moved like 500 blocks total. So this might be very good for us. Well, here we are taking our last few looks at the house. The first house. It served me well. Didn't look too terrible, all things considered, but it's time for a little bit of an upgrade. So here you can see me building the frame. I went through multiple different versions of this. These are not going to be the final dimensions. In fact, over time, you're going to see it expand and expand out to the point where I actually encroach on the farm a little bit. But it's all right. That thing's not really meant for productivity. I started with the basement. I kind of felt like having that laid out would help me see how much space I need above. And I'm glad I did. I think it definitely helped because I was also able to map this out first and figure out where I wanted the storage, the smelting, all that kind of stuff. Here you can see a little bit of texturing. This is my first real attempt at it ever. I just used some andesite and normal stone for the floor because I kind of want this to be... I want it to look like a basement, a rugged basement, where a lot of stuff gets done like smelting and crafting. So here you can see the pillars. I just use spruce logs and strip them, as well as oak and birch beams across. I'm still not entirely sold on that. Now we move back upstairs and we've got a cobblestone frame around the base of it. I did that because from the basement you can actually see the little gaps of cobblestone and the strips run across the sides. And I felt like that added good color and a little bit of difference in the actual color palette. So here you can see it. The frame is expanding. This will be one of the final iterations. The floor is a little bit of like a striped sort of birch and oak. I use stairs for the top and bottom of the walls here because you can put frames and new shelves inside, and I really like the look of that. I was having so much fun experimenting with them as I have never seen them before. And as you can see on the back side of the house, I'm actually using them almost like shutters. Or may not be able to see it yet, but I do end up doing that at some point. So it's starting to look good. We've got the outside frame pretty much complete. Now it's a matter of just decorating the outside. I went to a jungle biome not too far away, grabbed some vines, and looked for cocoa beans. Didn't see any. Kind of interesting. But we just spread those around the outside, and we started work on the roof. Now roofs, as you can see, I wasn't really figuring out what the heck I was doing over here, because I'm building in the wrong direction. But roofs have always been my weak point. I cannot make them look good, and I'm still, even now editing, not entirely happy with what I had, or have rather. But it'll do for now. I might come back in the future and upgrade, but it's just a spruce frame with birch log stairs in the middle to fill it out. And I realized after building this massive roof that I was going to have enough space for a second floor. There you can see the shutter. Still not entirely sure if I want to keep it, but I do like the look of it. Added some leaves, and you can see me working on the second floor here. Logs and stripped logs running across. Then I filled it in with some oak. There's some stairs, there's some frames, there's some planks. I think it all really blended well together. And then the final product, I added some glass windows, and that's it. That's all it took. Well, guys, after what seems like 4 or 5 hours of non-stop work, resource gathering, as you can see, my axe is completely destroyed. Shovel got pretty hurt too, pickaxe. But I can finally say that the basis for this new house is complete, and I'm about to turn around and show you what it looks like. Now, remember, I am not a very good builder, so please be kind when I show you the home. I think it looks really good. I honestly, for what my skill level is, I think I got to add a little bit here. This is a little too flat, but we'll fix that in the future. Like I said, it's not done completely. There's lots of exterior stuff that I'd still like to do. I'm proud to say that this is, I would say, 95% my own idea. As far as I'm aware, maybe there was some subliminal inspiration from something I've seen many years ago, but I am super happy to say that I didn't copy a build. I didn't steal anything. I used these shelves to have little shutters to look over. Unfortunately, my stairs are there. You'll see when I go inside. We still have the farm, which I will be moving most likely, or I'll keep this one. I need a bigger one. This is also somewhat temporary, but we've got a little balcony. You can't really tell. I might switch out the shelves for fences just so that it's a bit more see-through and obvious what that is. We got another shutter. And yeah, guys, I'm so excited. I'm glad that this worked out really well. But yeah, let's go inside. It's nothing crazy because I haven't really moved anything yet. But this is the layout. The layout is what I want to show you guys. Also, I got to fill in this gap too. Good to know. There's a couple gaps that I need to fill in still. But for the most part, I'm really happy with how this has turned out. So this will most likely be a bedroom, or I might turn it into like a cooking area or something. I'm not entirely sure. I kind of want to move the bedroom upstairs, which, follow me up here. You can see there's a lot more room. And if I was going to choose where to put it, it'd probably be in this corner. Yeah, I still have to figure out what I'm going to do with the ceiling because this is like directly attached to the roof. And I'm not entirely sure what to do about this. If you guys have any ideas, let me know what like the normal way of fixing this would be. Like, do I add slabs here to sort of even it out kind of thing? Or is it just something you leave, right? Anyway, this is also the balcony view. Got a nice view of the river here. We'll have to put something over here to make this a little bit more special. But really happy. I think in the future, once I get lanterns and some clay, I'm going to put some flower pots out here. But guys, yeah, I'm super pumped. This took so much time. I didn't realize how long it would take. I don't think it would have taken me as long if I wasn't just starting out. The majority of the time was spent gathering resources. Really, I kind of had the picture of what I wanted in my head already. And also, by the way, these shelves, these are new, I think, to one of the recent updates, if not this latest one. They look so good as a building object. In my opinion, it's crazy. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this build. I don't unfortunately have a tutorial. Obviously, I've got the cinematics, but it's nothing fancy. You could probably figure it out just by watching the video. If you did want to copy it, I don't really know why you would. It's just a cool little starter house cabin cottage, which is really what I liked vibing to. Also, this is a gap here. I think I'm going to do... Oh, I think what I was doing over there was just putting these down like this, and it adds like a little bit of 3D texture. I don't mind it, honestly. The lighting's a bit strange, but I don't mind it. We're gonna put this someplace that makes more sense, probably underground. I have an idea for that was extremely loud. I have an idea for what I want to do with this. Specifically, it's not gonna look too crazy, but I like to build my portals with like corruption flowing out of them, or like the Nether influence coming out of the portal itself. So you'll see what I mean when I get around to that. But I am all built out for now. Oh, and if you guys have any suggestions for like add-ons to add more texture to the outside to sort of make it pop out a little bit more, please let me know what you guys usually do for that, and I'll try and implement it if I think that it'll fit, because I really don't. That's what I want to try and avoid. Yeah, back when I used to play Minecraft, I would always have these flat buildings. Like, it would look like a villager building, you know, like the old villager buildings. It would look exactly like that, which is why I'm so happy that this one seemed to have turned out pretty well. Oh, I also completely forgot to show the basement. It's not finished at all. I haven't really touched it. I just moved some pillars around. So actually, while I go in there and sleep, why don't I show you? Oh, and by the way, I keep getting distracted. Got some firefly bushes. It turns out you don't need shears to pick them up. You can just punch them. So they'll be out. If I had music playing for myself, unfortunately I added in post, so I can't hear it, but I mean, I can only imagine that this is an absolute vibe right now. I feel the dopamine rush I'm getting right now for finishing this project is unbelievable. I can see why people like building so much. But anyway, so it's not complete. The walls definitely aren't finished yet. But this is where we're going to be. We're going to set up like some furnaces, probably more over here than an automatic system. We're going to have some copper golems going around sorting my chests for me, because right now they are an absolute nightmare. I think I'm going to have a small little enchanting corner over here for now that we're going to have to find some cows for. I'll probably go get some cows and start getting them breeding and whatnot, so we can get a good supply of leather and food as well, because I'm down to 4 bread and I have some baked potatoes from the farm, and that's it. Basement is still a work in progress, but once again, if you guys have any ideas, please leave them down below. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. I'm so happy. We got a lot planned for next episode with the farms and whatnot. We're gonna have to expand, and I probably won't be able to implement any of your ideas immediately because the way I'm gonna record these videos, I won't be able to see the feedback in time. But still, leave it regardless, and then by the time I see it, I will see if it fits this build and implement it. And you'll be a permanent part of my forever world. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like on it. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button as well. As always, feedback in the comments down below. This is our world together, and I really want to include you guys in it. And the support you've been giving me on the latest videos has been unbelievable, considering I thought that this was just going to be something I would upload and no one would watch. I'm really glad you guys seem to enjoy it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching once again, and I will see you in the next video.